Hi there. This friend on the tatami is one of the greatest masters of Wushu in the history of China. Once, his father forbade him even to poke his nose into the training hall. But if that were the only difficulty, it would be easy on the way to world fame. China, 1910. An international duel of unprecedented scale is taking place in Shanghai. 4 of the best fighters from the UK, Belgium, Spain, and Japan are fighting against the Chinese Ho Yuanjia. The first boxer is knocked out in less than a minute. The second spearman quickly finds a blade at his throat. And the third? Now comes the fourth and most difficult duel with the invincible Japanese master Tanaka. At this crucial moment, Huo's whole life flashes before his eyes. He is a little boy again, and we are transported to the Chinese city of Tianjin 30 years ago. Stealthily, young Huo watches with fascination the training of a wrestler who has mastered the art of Wushu to perfection. Later, the boy looks into one of the group trainings led by the same man. The master chastises him for his audacity because no one is allowed to enter the martial arts hall. It turns out this is his father, who for some reason protects his son from Wushu classes with all his might. Frustrated, Huo trains in nature while his peer focuses on calligraphy. This is Huo's best friend, Jin Sun, who constantly practices lessons for him while Huo devotes time to improving his fighting techniques. The boys go to competitions in the city center. On opposite sides of the dais are Huo's father and a fighter from another local clan, Zhao. Next to Huo Jr. is the son of his father's rival. He is insolent to the boy and assures him that Huo Sr. will be defeated today. And alas, he turns out to be right. The master stops at the last moment and decides not to deal a fatal blow, sacrificing his own victory. After the fight, Jin Sun finds his friend in tears. This is noticed by the son of a fighter from the Zhao clan. He begins to humiliate Ho Jr. and goad him into a duel. Determined to defend the honor of his father and clan, Ho accepts the challenge and loses miserably. At home, Ho Sr. calls his son to talk. He does not stand on ceremony with the child, orders him to kneel, and threatens to whip him with rods for disobedience. But the punishment is avoided thanks to Ho's mother. She tells her husband their son has already been beaten enough and asks for mercy. Later, Ho Jr. asks her why his father refuses to teach him Wushu. Mom explains that this is how Dad takes care of him. He suffers from asthma and training would be too much. The child objects. He thinks martial arts would make him stronger and dreams of defeating the Zhao clan. His mother answers that the main thing in Wushu is not victory, but discipline, and this art cannot be used for revenge.
练得好，谁敢不尊重？
别人怕你，跟敬重你是两回事儿啊。
Many years pass. Ho Sr. manages to get a daughter, become a widow, lose his father, and most importantly, become a successful Wushu fighter. His mother is still alive. She says it's time for him to stop racing for victory because the main enemy is inside himself. But Ho is sure that the triumph of his clan is what his late father expects from him. Ho goes out for another duel. Right before the fight, he realizes his opponent is the same bully from the Zhao clan who inflicted his first defeat many years ago. Now he wants to teach Ho a lesson, just like when he was a child. The duel takes place at a great height, where Ho runs on wooden poles. During the fight, he almost falls several times, but does not succumb to provocations, and only mocks his opponent's audacity. Ho returns home a hero. Everyone congratulates him, A loyal friend, Jin's son, arranges a feast in his honor at his own restaurant. During dinner, two young men come to Master Ho and beg on their knees to be taken as students. The master happily agrees and offers them a drink together, not paying much attention to their motivation. At the end of the evening, Ho and Jin's son drink from cups. Ho asks what kind of strange drink it is. His friend explains that it's called coffee and came to China from Western countries. He adds that their native country has become weak and the West increasingly dictates to Beijing. Ho only replies that he's not interested in politics. The most important thing for him is the title of Tianding champion. And Ho stubbornly follows his dream. He defeats one opponent after another, sometimes with just one hand. One day, after Ho alone overcomes more than a dozen people, a queue of students lines up for him. He agrees to accept them, and the only thing he asks is to drink with the company. One mysterious man watches attentively from the side, then comes to Ho and sarcastically tells him he hasn't fought with Master Qin yet. After dinner, Jin's son starts a serious conversation with Ho again. He presents him with bills from his restaurant. According to him, Ho's students only eat and drink at his expense, and he should be more careful about whom he brings close. The next day, a group of Ho's students appears at the threshold with one of their comrades on a stretcher. They claim that the injuries were inflicted by none other than Master Qin. Enraged, Ho goes to his friend's restaurant where Mr. Qin is celebrating his birthday. The birthday boy comes out and says he is not in the mood to fight today, but Ho provokes him. He demands either a fight or that Qin kneel and ask for forgiveness. At the last moment, Jin's son intervenes. He tries to dissuade his friend from a reckless act and asks him not to ruin the holiday. In response, Ho promises to pay for all the damage he will cause during the fight. Jin's son is shocked. He can't believe that his childhood friend considers him such a mercantile person. The friends quarrel. Ho expels all customers from the restaurant and proceeds to take revenge. Both opponents are injured but continue to fight. Ho gives up only when Qin cuts off half the blade of his weapon. Later, he loses the entire saber. He decides to fight hand to hand, breaks his opponent's bones, and drives him into a frenzy. Ho beats the lifeless Qin, not realizing it's time to stop. Barely alive, Master Qin is carried out by students. In the morning, Ho returns home after a big drink and meets Jin's son. He congratulates Ho, annoyed, because his dreams have come true, and informs him that Master Qin died a few hours ago. But what Ho doesn't know is that this is the least shocking news he will learn today. Someone killed all the remaining family members of Ho. Beside himself with anger, Ho goes to Qin's house and encounters the godson of the deceased. The young man confesses he killed Ho's relatives and cuts his throat before Ho, distraught, rushes at him. Ho sees his wife and child next to Qin's body, hesitates for a few seconds, but leaves them alive. The master drags himself home and meets his students. One of them makes a shocking confession.
都是弟子的错，是我和秦野的小妾偷奸在先，也才惩罚了我。
Disappointed in himself and everyone he trusted, Ho wanders wherever his eyes take him. He wanders for several months and almost drowns in a river. He is rescued by his grandmother and the blind granddaughter, Moon, from a nearby village. They give him shelter in a barn and take care of him without asking unnecessary questions. One day, Moon takes Ho to work in the field with the rest of the peasants. Ho doesn't work well. he's too hurried. Later, he sees that the blind girl does all the work for him.
人生活中要懂得互相尊重，这样大家才能活得平安快乐。
我会记住的。
Several seasons pass. Now Ho is a full member of the peasant community. He has learned how to plant rice properly, respects local traditions, helps Moon with housework, and takes care of his grandmother the way she cared for him in the first months. In his spare time, he practices Wushu quietly in nature and wears a long pigtail again. One day, the grandmother tells Moon that it's time to visit their relatives' graves. Ho hears this, remembers his past life, and reflects on it. After a while, he informs Moon he must leave, but not for long. He will only pay tribute to his family and immediately return. In the year 1907, Ho returns to Tianjin. He walks around the main square and does not recognize the city. It is filled with foreigners. The locals beg, and Western invaders preach their religion. At home, Ho burns all evidence of his victories. He says he doesn't need them anymore. At his parents' grave, Ho says he finally understands what they tried to teach him. He promises his mother he won't disappoint her, and his daughter apologizes for him being a bad dad. Ho decides he needs to help his country regain national pride, and when he sees the latest issue of a local newspaper, he becomes even more convinced. They say that the American strongman O'Brien defeated all possible rivals from China and called them Asian cripples. Ho is sure that no one else will dare challenge him. But O'Brien just doesn't know about Ho yet. Ho goes straight to Jin's son and asks him for money for a trip to Shanghai. His former friend refuses. He knows how it ended in the past. Ho decides not to argue. From Jin's son, Ho goes to the house of the deceased Jin. He apologizes to Qin's wife and asks her permission to honor the memory of the defeated rival. In the evening, a messenger comes with money from Jin's son. The year 1909 arrives, and Ho comes to Shanghai to fight the famous American Hercules, who supposedly is able to move a railway train with one hand and punch through the Great Wall of China with his fist. The opponent is twice as big as Ho, but his movements are clumsy and predictable, while the skilled master exhausts him with dexterity. At the end of the fight, the Americans begin to boo, but Ho refuses to admit defeat. Ho throws the strongman over the rope, and O'Brien's neck ends up just a few centimeters from the sharp teeth. But the Chinese master prevents his opponent from dying by holding him with his foot. This act impresses the Americans so much that he finally gives up. The news of Ho Yuanjia's victory spreads all over the world. He calls on all Wushu students to unite and later creates the Qinbu Sports Federation. Jin's son comes to visit Ho. He's delighted not only with his old friend's victory, but also with the changes in him. For the first time, Ho refuses to drink his once favorite wine. They talk about the dark times that have come for their beloved homeland. Jin's son says he has left the restaurant and is going to stay in Shanghai. Ho and Jin's son start a new business together. Crowds of students come to them, learning the unity of body, spirit, and mind. Foreigners are clearly dissatisfied with this arrangement. Representatives of the Foreign Chamber of Commerce discuss how to disgrace China in front of the world. They decide to choose 4 of the strongest fighters from different countries and push them against the arrogant Chinese master. Finally, we return to the beginning of the story. The duel with Tanaka will start any minute now. The fighters use their national weapons. The Japanese wield a katana, a flail, and a sanche gun. They fight almost on equal terms, and suddenly change equipment. Here, the enemy's weak point is revealed. But Ho refuses to exploit it. He kindly hands the Japanese a katana and offers to switch again. They fight a few more minutes in a difficult duel, and the round ends in a draw. The referee announces that the decisive round will be hand-to-hand. The fighters rest before it. After a quick sip of tea, Ho returns to the tatami and begins the duel. At first, everything goes well, but soon things take an unexpected turn. The duel is interrupted. No one understands what happened, but Ho already knows. He tells Jin-sun that the tea was poisoned. The cup is gone. It was removed to hide evidence. Jin-sun begs Ho to go to the hospital, but he refuses. It's too late. Ho's students ask to fight in his place for revenge, but he refuses. Ho decides to end the fight himself as a true Wushu warrior. Anako, despite the curator's instigation, goes to the tatami reluctantly. He warns Ho that if they fight, there will be no mercy. Ho gratefully accepts. Ho continues fighting even when his legs stumble, almost losing. At the end, he positions for a fatal blow to the chest, the same one he once inflicted on Master Chin. Ho throws his fist forward, but stops a few centimeters from Tanaka's heart and falls on the tatami. The Japanese realizes Ho could have killed him, but voluntarily did not. When the referee checks Ho's pulse and prepares to announce defeat, Tanaka puts him on his feet and raises his hand. Ho dies on the tatami, surrounded by followers, and his spirit trains under the starry sky with Moon standing next to him. By the way, like if you didn't know, this is a non-fictional story too. Of course, the writers changed some moments for entertainment. For example, Ho never fought O'Brien because the American was just afraid of dueling such a legend. And he really died of arsenic poisoning, though not during a battle. Subscribe if you want more interesting movie scenes, and see you in the next video.